Top 10 Crazy True Stories Behind Famous Movie Scenes. Behind every iconic movie scene lies a fascinating story, sometimes funny, sometimes wild, but always unforgettable. Here are 10 crazy true stories about famous movie scenes that will surprise you. 1. The Jaws shark didn't work. Jaws. Steven Spielberg's Jaws was nearly derailed by the malfunctioning mechanical shark, which failed to operate properly during filming. Originally meant to be a key element in the film, the malfunction forced Spielberg to get creative, relying on suspense and the unseen threat of the shark instead. This unexpected issue actually helped elevate the tension and made Jaws one of the most terrifying films of all time. 2. Jack Nicholson's Here's Johnny. The Shining. Jack Nicholson's iconic Here's Johnny scene in The Shining wasn't in the script, it was improvised. Nicholson, who was inspired by Ed McMahon's catchphrase from The Tonight Show, came up with the line while hacking through the door with an axe. Director Stanley Kubrick loved it and kept the take, which went on to become one of the most memorable moments in horror film history. 3. The Raiders of the Lost Ark Face Melt. Raiders of the Lost Ark. The infamous face melting scene in Raiders of the Lost Ark was achieved with special effects that were so groundbreaking for the time. The melting faces were actually achieved using a combination of practical effects, including wax models, and then enhanced with creative camera work and lighting. But what made this moment even crazier is that the intense heat from the special effects caused the room to get so hot that it nearly melted the set itself. 4. The Titanic Iceberg Collision. Titanic. While the iceberg collision in Titanic appears to be an epic special effects feat, what you might not know is that the filmmakers tried to simulate the sinking ship with realistic water physics by using a massive tank of water. However, they accidentally overfilled the tank, which caused the set to flood, soaking actors and crew in the process. The water caused chaos, but the result was a stunningly realistic sinking scene. 5. The Terminator I'll Be Back line. The Terminator. Arnold Schwarzenegger's famous line, I'll be back, in The Terminator was originally supposed to be, I'll come back. Schwarzenegger, known for his unique accent, changed it during filming to the now legendary phrase. Director James Cameron was so impressed with the delivery that he kept it in, and the line became one of the most iconic in cinematic history. 6. The Star Wars Wampa Scene. Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back. In The Empire Strikes Back, the Wampa attack scene was supposed to feature an elaborate animatronic creature. However, due to production issues and the tight schedule, the scene was reworked at the last minute. To salvage it, director Irvin Kershner had Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker, act out being attacked, and they used clever editing to create the illusion of a terrifying creature, making the scene more suspenseful and engaging. 7. The Pulp Fiction Dance Scene. Pulp Fiction. The now famous dance scene between John Travolta and Uma Thurman in Pulp Fiction was completely spontaneous. Director Quentin Tarantino, known for his love of quirky details, asked the actors to improvise the dance during rehearsal. Neither of them had prior knowledge of the steps, which led to the offbeat, awkward, yet magnetic performance that became one of the most memorable movie moments. 8. The Fight Club soap. Fight Club. In Fight Club, the soap used to make the infamous Fight Club bars was made from actual animal fat. In a bizarre turn of events, the prop department couldn't source the necessary fat, so they ended up using fat from a local butcher. The idea was that soap made from animal fat would symbolize the film's themes of consumerism and body image. It's a strangely fitting detail that added to the film's dark humor and realism. 9. The Wizard of Oz Tornado. The Wizard of Oz. The tornado in The Wizard of Oz was made using a massive cylindrical structure that spun to create the illusion of a twister. The crazy part, the special effects team used real dust and debris, which ended up being harmful to the cast and crew. The high winds blew dirt and particles into the air, which caused several actors to suffer from respiratory issues. Yet, it's still considered one of the most iconic special effects in movie history. 10. The Godfather Horsehead Scene. The Godfather. The infamous horsehead scene in The Godfather was based on a real event, though not in the way you might expect. The horse's head used in the scene was taken from a slaughterhouse, but it was not staged in the way it appeared on screen. It was a real, bloody horsehead that actor John Marley had to lie in bed next to, making his horrified reaction completely genuine. The realism of the scene shocked both the cast and audience. These crazy true stories behind famous movie scenes show that sometimes, life's unpredictability leads to the most memorable moments in film. From improvisations to accidents, these behind-the-scenes tales are proof that the magic of movies is often born from chaos and creativity.